What's going on, everyone? GGG released the manifesto for the upcoming Ultimatum League earlier today, and I wanted to make a quick TLDR for the people that just want to know the important bits of it. So let's jump right in. Low life, low mana, and low energy shield now all count as being 50% or below. Some skills, passives, and items have been rebalanced because of this change. For example, the punishment curse effect that makes enemies take more damage on low life has been nerfed because it affects a larger portion of the enemy's life. Blood magic support has been split into 2 new supports. I covered the new gems in another video, so be sure to check that out if you haven't already. There are some new passive clusters on the tree for generic physical damage and physical damage over time multipliers for the new skills. Some sources of bleed damage and damage over time multiplier for bleeds have been changed to physical damage over time as well. Some of these include the Gladiator's Gratuitous Violence passive and the Ascendant's Gladiator notable. Corrupted Blood now doesn't ever count as bleeding damage, and Staunching Flasks and other related things have had their descriptions changed to say that they remove bleeding and Corrupted Blood. Corrupted Blood's damage has been rebalanced, so some monsters that had high Corrupted Blood damage will be lower, and other monsters who had lower damage will be higher. Bladestorm now has a multiplier to bleed damage when in blood stance. The chance for poisons and bleeds to deal 100% more damage on Elder-influenced weapons has been removed and replaced with an additive modifier. The specificity of skill costs has been refactored. All skills specify what type of resource they use. Some notables, items, and support gems have been changed to reflect this. Like the Righteous Decree notable now reduces mana cost of skills, while the Tireless notable affects all skill costs. The plus side to all this is that reservation skills don't have an associated cost by default, so you don't need the current mana cost to reserve a skill, which means no more waiting around for your mana to regen to activate an aura. Atlas passives that were providing too many rewards have been nerfed. Some of these include high value targets, diplomatic escort, and seance. Other Atlas passives have been buffed to bring the rewards more in line with others, like the Invasion Exotic Goods notable. Some Atlas passives have been moved around to make more sense, like the all monsters and incursions are at least magic has been moved to Lexajoris. So that area is completely focused on individual incursion runs, and Glenage Cairns focuses on creating the best possible temple. Ritual has been added to Haywark Hamlet, replacing the Beyond nodes. Power Hungry no longer exists, and the Per Diem notable has been moved to Glenage Cairns and has been slightly nerfed. Damaging vaal skills have had a balance pass. This means all buffs across the board except for vaal Righteous Fire, which gives you less spell damage now and sacrifices more of your life and energy shield. The fire damage over time, however, has been buffed. Gaining souls from unique monsters has been increased. You will gain twice as many now. Damaging vaal skills have had their soul gain prevention times lowered. And for skills that don't have a duration or persistent effect, it will typically just be 1 second. Reduction in vaal soul requirements, or increases the number of uses for vaal skills that had less of an impact on each use in comparison to other vaal skills. There have been several new unique items and old ones adjusted to give either higher uptime of vaal skills at a cost, or let you use vaal skills more easily in builds that struggle to utilize them. There has been a large balance pass on skills. Nerfs to Blade Vortex, Blade Blast, Toxic Rain, General's Cry with channeled skills, Seismic Cry, Carrion Golem, and Vitality. Frostbomb and Wave of Conviction have had their exposure values lowered. Flesh and Stone now reserves 35% mana from 25%. There has been some passives added to the skill tree to reduce the cost near the Duelist for builds that the developers want to be using this skill. Vigilant Strike and the Vigil have been nerfed. No more 30-second fortifies for free. Divergent Berserk alternate quality has been nerfed to provide 0.25% more spell damage per quality, down from 1%. Quivers and Bows being used for caster builds has been done away with. Explosion body armors have had their chance to make enemies explode on death reduced, and there has been a lower tier influence mod added with an even lower explosion chance. Harvest monster life has been nerfed, but the harvest machinery gives them increased life. This was to nerf Desecrate. Harvest monsters will still be just as difficult as they were before. The Sextant modifier that granted players damage and movement speed for each poison on them has been removed. They have added a new unique that does this now, but the poison stacks will be capped. Beast splitting or using fractured fossils to split an item adds the split tag to both items. This makes it so split items can't be split again and can't have imprints made of or applied to them. The bonus mission chance from awakening objective bonuses has been removed. The amount of item quantity and rarity granted by Delirium Fog has been lowered and standardized. Cluster Jewel notables that granted area of effect, skill effect duration, aura effect, and projectile speed have been nerfed. The Berserker Pain Reaver passive has been replaced with a new passive skill that provides defensive benefits once you lose life from an enemy hit. Also, the Berserker's Flawless Savagery notable is no longer limited to attacks, and the small passives apply 10% increased physical damage rather than physical damage to attacks. Immortal Ambition Keystone's Life Leech effects recover energy shield instead while on full life stat is now limited by maximum total energy shield recovery from Leech instead of maximum total life recovery from Leech. Corrupted Soul Keystone gives you 15% of maximum life as extra maximum energy shield, down from 20%. Chainbreaker Keystone no longer causes you to lose 5 rage when you hit an enemy, but now states that skills cost 3 rage. Hardened Scars no longer grants Fortify during the effect of any life flask. It instead now grants Fortify while recovering life from a life flask. The Necromancer's Essence Glutton Notable has had the amount of mana regenerated when you consume a corpse lowered to 4% from 8%. And lastly, Primal Aegis now takes 75 damage per allocated notable passive, down from 100. And that's the TLDR of the manifesto. Make sure to keep an eye out for more Path of Exile videos from me in the near future, and don't forget to follow me over on Twitch where I'll be streaming this upcoming league. If you liked this video or found it helpful, let me know by giving it a thumbs up, and be sure to subscribe for more gaming related content.